Good evening, one and all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Under the lights here for round 6 of season 9 in the MRS F1 Racing League. Great results and great races we've seen so far, and some incredible teamwork battles as well. If you missed it last time out at the British Grand Prix, where were you? Don't know what you've been doing. There's not much else been on telly. So you should have been catching up. But yeah, really, really good race. And now we're under the lights here in the Jeddah Corniche circuit. And I'm not alone this evening. This is a first in MRS. And a real great pressure. Just been speaking, just met. Not feeling too well, so join me in the comms box. It is Mr. LSRL Trem. Good evening, my friend. Lovely to have you. Don't know, mate. You've had it's been a sort of an up and down, I would say, season so far for you. And it's been a tough one, and it is. I mean, this league is different to mine, where you have that realistic performance. So it's one of those that the car can play a big part of the road. You've kind of got to. You can't set one setup and then jump from the McLarens to, let's say, the V-carbs, can you? The car handles totally differently in comparison, don't they, with the way you set up here? Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's one of those that, because of that, it's hard work to recover, isn't it? And sometimes because it's a 50% race distance, the tyres don't last that different in strategy. Doesn't always work out. You sort of run out of time, don't you? You can't exactly be as patient as sometimes you would like to be. Oh wow, that must have been Monza, was it? Was it Monza you tried that? That was wet, was it? That was not fun, that one, was it? I know, yeah, you did have a heck of a good race. I didn't know you were on that though, mate. Wow, if I knew that, it might have been a different story from a driver of the day. Wow.
Into the pits.
Oh yeah, don't talk to me. Yeah, don't talk to me about wet at Monza though. My league, we raced that on Monday, and they're racing it tonight for some of the other tiers. And yeah, it just wasn't. I mean, I think I did about 7 laps, and funny enough, did a Kimi Antonelli and absolutely ditched it in Parabolica. So yeah, in the intermediate conditions, it is, isn't it? It's one of those as well. I think that people practice over and over. It's the go-to track. I've had a few friends who have never raced F1 before, and they wanted to go on my rig that I've got, my steering rig, and that's the track I load up for them. And my mate, one of my friends, bless him, we were sitting here at 4 o'clock in the morning. He will not get off it, and he loves it. Yeah, it can be. I think turn 3 is the more difficult one, isn't it? Up the hill, and that's the hardest one. I know you were saying that Yona, Grimmo, 29.5, good lap from him on his opener for him. But yeah, I mean, we were saying you're not a fan of the street circuits, and I mean, I've got to say I'm not the biggest fan in general. Funny enough, I'm at Azerbaijan in Baku on Monday, and maybe Friday night if I decide we have an extra mixed tier grid on a race on a Friday evening, and I might race it, I'm not sure. But I just did a few laps there, and I was like, yeah, my setup absolutely is rubbish for it currently. But I don't mind Baku. I think that's my fun favourite. And this one, I love this track. For a street circuit, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's just playing that. You've got that balance round here, isn't it? Because you're right there, low downforce, some of the faster turns, especially the final couple of corners where we're on board with Jack at the minute, he's exactly that, and that's it. You can easily lose that rear, and the long hairpin at the end of the first sector, that's one that can really hamper you. But you play the gains out when you've got the 3 DRS zones. So yeah, you're exactly right, mate. It's a real big balance, isn't it, of where you can sort of let a little bit go and sort of hang on, and then, or do you go for that? It is, isn't it? Absolutely, yeah. It's just maximum everything, isn't it? And hope and pray that you don't kiss a wall and that sends you into another one.
Well, it should be quite fast-paced, this race on this track, so...
Yeah, hopefully I think it should be, and obviously only 8 drivers, so everyone just needs to finish to get some points. The top 2 will start, or at least use their qualifying tyre at some point in the race. But yeah, I think you're right. It could be quick pace, and the thing is with this, there are 27 corners in this track. You don't think it, but there's nothing that, apart from start finish, there's nothing straight about this track. But if you can't break that DRS, you're in a lot of trouble, and if you lose the DRS, you're in even more trouble.
It's going to be a tricky one for tyre strategy as well, because do you go softs to try and or do you stick to mediums, or do you go hards and hope to stay in the track position? So it's going to be a tough one. I can see Thomas is on mediums.
Yeah, we're on board with him at the minute. I think this is just he's doing almost 2 warm-up laps, I think, again. I mean, I've noticed that about this league, or maybe it's to do with the equal performance, that a lot of people are using the 2 warm-up laps, and it's not something that I've ever done. I used to do it on games of old, but I've never have done it on the last couple of generations of F1. And he's gone straight on and invalidated as well. Yeah, so he might use this as another warm-up lap. Dom Walsh, what's he doing? He's apparently a second up on his previous time of 33, so definitely time to be had. And before the end of the session, I'd love to do a little bit of an on-board lap as well, take you around a tour of the Jeddah Corniche circuit, purple middle sector, but that's only purple for the people around him. Don't forget, it's a bit misleading. You think you're doing a purple sector for the whole grid. It's actually just the people that you can see on your delta. So it's still up on his time though. This could be a good one from Dom. How's the exit? Hasn't got much of his battery left, but he's going to be using it towards the line. No DRS, there it is, and he does a 1:30.7, so a really good gear in his second lap. Yeah, he will. Yeah, absolutely he will, and obviously they used a few laps. He's still got time to do another one, nearly halfway through the session. No, not at all. I mean, look at last time out. I mean, Blood Diamond, those V-carbs, I think they copied Aston from Japan. That absolute multi-21, as Grimo called it, was just the teamwork that they did. The full race distance was just absolutely pinpoint, wasn't it? No one could get close. Yeah, they are, aren't they? And we've got a few people missing, of course, this evening. And I've still only done like 6 races. This is my 6th race, and I'm still learning who's who as well. And unfortunately, not being able to have a full grid so far. There's a few people we've seen, and then some people I haven't. So I'm. No, I think Chef was away. I called him Nigella Lawson. I don't know if he's noticed that yet. With that one, or if he maybe a bit of Gary Rhodes. I don't know. It depends on his hairstyle. With that one. But to be fair, if he's on the M62, Wilson, he's not coming. He might just make it in time for next week. The way that road is. No, well, of course, you have it more than I do. I'm further up north. I've only got the A19 to battle with, and a few other roads on mine that are not too bad. But there's a few times when I'm racing at 7 o'clock at night that I need to get home, get set up, and it's a little bit touch and go, especially if I've got to host a lobby. I've got to really... There's a few little panic moments. Not gonna lie. Oh wow, yeah, that's not. Yeah, I'm a 6 o'clock finisher, and it's hard work. I get the end of the traffic, and we have to go past the football stadium as well. So if there's a lap, well, you said about Thomas. To be fair, wow, what a lap that is on the mediums. Yeah. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? And we've said that a few times this season that those two for the championship, but it's quite close as well behind. Like I say, you just need to finish consistently and get some good points, and then it just boosts you right up there. Because I think wasn't Monza, might have been Japan, no, it might have been Monza actually. I think Likugas had a difficult strategy call. And didn't go his way to all finish down the order and give to Thomas a lot of points in the championship. But then that makes a big difference. I know Mike Taylor had a few difficult races early in the season and has had some really good drives as well since then. So he's come on quite well. Oh, that might have been. It might have been Silverstone. Yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, I think it was only a couple laps from the end, wasn't it? He's actually posted in the YouTube chat as well. Well, hopefully it's an entertaining evening. So you better bring the show, my friend. I'm sure Monster normally does watch. He's a good compadre. Gummo, a little bit slow on the mediums than he's managed so far. Good Diamond, what's he doing? He's very even through the first sector compared to his previous lap. But Mike's on and out lap. We're going to find someone who's on an out lap soon, I think, and go on board with them. Yeah, this is one of those tracks, like you say, there's a lot of long straights that are not so straight, and it doesn't seem to give you a breather, this track, even though you look at it from a distance and on a track map and you think, all right, yeah, fine, there's a few long straights, it's just full throttle, dead easy, but you've sort of got to line, it was that second sector, you've got to line everything up right, don't you, to get the best potential sort of traction and shorten that distance as much as possible. Yeah, especially that first sector, you can sort of skateboard a couple of the curbs, can't you? And then that really, really will hurt. But, yeah, I'm on board. Vexman's on an out lap halfway around. Keep an eye on him, and we'll do a nice little tour with him. What's Mike doing? Yeah, he's invalidated at the minute. I don't know if it's a cooldown that he's doing. Yeah, he is. So, actually, yeah, let's go on board. Let's do a lap with Mr. Goodman. Because I'm sure you'll enjoy that. We're taking a wide exit, getting this power down, kisses the wall just for good measure. Outside of the final corner, one of the DRS straights that we've got, and it's wide open. Before the late braking, about that yellow marker, the exit a little bit later than that as well into turn 1, gets very slow, again tighter for turn 2, important to get good traction, which he does through turn 3. Gear yourself up for the very tight, very blind and misleading turn 4, there he does, skirts the curb round 5, very nicely indeed, then 6, there it was, flat out, 7, there's 8, don't want to go too wide, that's the one you can skateboard over, there's 9 and 10 through, don't want to skateboard up, but he doesn't, there's 11 and 12, you don't think the corners, but they are, folks, and there we go into turn 13, first sector done and dusted, long, never ending, wants to carry as much speed on the exit as he can, there's turn 14, which is blind, but sets you up for the late, throw it into 15, sorry, that was 16 and 17, don't want to carry... Sorry, get a good exit as well for the next DRS zone, because we've got turn 19, there it was, there's turn 20, and now we've got the long turn 21 before very fun and very fast turn 21, turn 22, and then 23 flat out before the next DRS zone. Have we got a little bit of a tow? He certainly does. To help him on turn 25, turn 26, he's got a nice little tow off his teammate. Then the heavy braking into the final corner, turn 27, third, fourth gear, he pips it in for a bit of traction, and the final DRS straight, and that was a very, very quick lap of a 29 dead as well. Yeah, great teamwork that, wasn't it? That was brilliant, and I'm glad we were on board for that, because that looked a very clean lap and took some very nice wide lines, didn't push too hard. and just manage to use every bit of track and every bit of traction as well, and that's the importance, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's himself, starting on that
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? I mean, I think I've seen, I could be wrong, please correct me if I am wrong, they don't always have to start on that tyre, but they do have to use them? Or am I wrong?
I think you have to start
Ah, right, okay. Right, got you.
I think it works out top
It was 25%, isn't it, of the grid? So we've seen, I think, the first three at one point. I think when the first race of the season, when we had about 12 drivers in, yeah, we had I think it was the top 3 or 4 that have started on them. But yeah, funny enough, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've raced for, at my other league, we were in season 15 now we're in. And I joined in the start of season 2, so I've raced quite a lot of seasons. I've been fortunate enough to win 3 Tier 2 championships and a mixed tier elite as well. So I've, but qualifying's never really been my strong point. I'm the same as you. Sometimes I'll start on that, the alternate strategy, use the harder tyres when the softs were not a race tyre. They would last 3 laps and that was it. I used to start on the hards quite often and take them through and get those mediums on to the end, because you sort of think, for me personally, it's if I'm in a bit of traffic, use the harder compound tyres. If you can keep hold of the people battling ahead, you've got the slipstream, you've got the DRS, you can save battery, save tyre. Absolutely, yeah, and that overcut can really, really help. And then you get that clear air, you've still got enough life that they're going to have to warm those hard tyres up in cleaner air, pushing harder, and they're not going to get that overall speed around you, so then you can strap on the mediums, they warm up within a lap or so, and away you go. And it's worked for me. I've got enough championships and race wins under my belt to prove that, and I don't now, I'm not going to lie, I'm in our elite top tier, and those guys are just, some of them are animals, I'm not going to lie. They are ridiculous. And you can pull a lap out in qualifying and absolutely give it everything. Beat your time trial time, and you're starting 13th.
Yeah, I used to race in a league with a couple of guys, and there was one guy called Cialdino, and he was only 3 tenths off like esports.
Wow. Yeah, we've had a gentleman in ours called Ugoni, one of our Italian gents, and and he's won multiple championships off the bounce, and it's sort of, for some of the tier 1 boys that have said to me that it's a little bit demoralising for them because they're pushing hard and he's just so good. But we've got a few more people in this season who are really, really pushing him hard, and he's not got it his own way at all. And the tier 1, I mean, unfortunately, I've now got to race them, not commentate on them. It was great having to commentate on them. They would send me Doolally, and it was just great to watch. But now I've got a race with them, and I'm just miles away. But they are they're incredible. They really, really are. The racecraft, the way they work, their setups, the way they'll make the tyres go. It's just a wonder. It really, really is. Blood Diamond on the softs at the end. What can his teammate do? He got a little bit squirrely outside of the final corner. And can the V-Carbs pinch it from the Aston Martins? It turned off. Are we going to see? Where is he? He's second. It is. It's a V-Carb front row. And then we've got the Astons in row 2. Wow. So, right at the death. I know we were having a good chat. It's all good. But Blood Diamond.
Wow. I wonder if the 2 Astons set that up so they start on mediums, though.
Well, possibly, yeah, but they won't have to use those tyres now. So we've got Blood Diamond ahead of his teammate this time round on the front row. Then Liquid Gas and Grimo. Vexman lines up ahead of Dom Walsh in 5th and 6th. Then Mike Taylor and Monster. Didn't do many laps, Monster, so saving his tyres for the race. I wonder if Monster's trying to play this a little bit differently, a little bit smarter, and I know he is very clever when it comes to strategies at times, that if he's trying to use just those tyres in case the safety cars, in case he's got those fresh soft tyres, the fresh mediums to use during the race, and could play off for him, really.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if Aston Martin have probably gone for that as well.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, they said that in the mediums. I think they might have thought they were sitting pretty, as you said, 1 and 2 on the mediums to start on them. And then, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, this now. We'll have a quick look at the tyres and see where we are in a moment while everyone's just setting their strategies up, setting their race fuel. And this is a heavy one on fuel, isn't it? Because even though it's a street circuit, there's a lot of time on full throttle. It's almost sort of Monza, Austria-esque, the amount of time that you spend on throttle.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one, see what people pick. I mean, safety car is an option where you could probably save a bit on fuel.
Yeah, I think sometimes people do wish for that, don't they? They'd hope for a little bit of help.
I mean, I'm sat in the comms box, so there mightn't be a safety car.
I'm trying to see if I've got... What I did a few seasons ago, I started to create some notes on each track that we had, but I didn't, unfortunately, put down how the percentage of the lap that we have on full throttle. So if anyone's watching and anybody knows, or yourself, Trem, and it'll be interesting to find that one out, because obviously, like you said there, there's times you can lift and coast that first sector and into a few of the braking zones when you're in a bit of traffic, or if you've got a lot of clean air. Otherwise, you know, you're hell for leather.
Yeah, and it's tricky with the corners as well to get you set up right. You don't want the back end sliding out on you.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that. Evening, Jason, joining us. Thank you. But yeah, you're right. You're right on that one, because you know, so important that, and it's the flow. You want to keep that average speed going through the whole section. And I think, well, you mentioned it early on. If you get one bit wrong, it can take you 2, 3, 4 corners to get that momentum back. But you could lose easily. I mean, you could easily lose a second. Oh yeah.
Drivers are on full throttle for about 70% of the lap round the Jeddah corner circuit.
Well, I'm surprised. I actually was going to say a bit more than that. I was going to say maybe 75-ish, possibly. But okay, 70%, fair play. I suppose they may hover the throttle a little bit and to keep the car stable through that first section. Could be one of those points of that one. Thank you, Grimo. Appreciate that, mate, as always. Nice to have you watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. Join us in the YouTube chat. Share it on all your Facebook, My Faces, Bebo's, Twitters, whatever else you've got out there. And it helps, of course, the whole league. So let's have a quick look at those tyres. All important tyres now. Oh, this is interesting. So we've got the top 2 on the soft tyres. They're surely going to get a great launch and try to break anything of the 2 very dangerous Aston Martins behind. But Liquid Gas and Mike Taylor have both got on the hard tyres. That your strategy, they'll be listening to you there, Trem. I'm surprised that Jack's done that, to be fair. I thought he might go mediums, but teammate Grimo and Vexman have had a little bit of a tap. If had been disqualified, that's for tyre heat. That is going to be horrible on the start. Well, if he can, like you say there, if he can stick with them and get the heat in them quick enough, if he can, stick with them through the DRS zones. Of course, it only takes 1 lap to do that now. Then it is potential that once they come in and the softs will go down and will wear an overheat. It's keeping that temperature balanced, I think, is going to be the thing, because the front's really, really wear. And I think I can't remember if I'm sure there's one side, as it is in most tracks, which is it's harder than it overheats and wears more. So it's 25 lap race. But it is a long 25 laps. Last time I raced here, I don't sound like I blow my own trumpet. I'm not. I was lucky. I did that alternate strategy. I started 11th. Did that alternate strategy managed to come through the field a little bit, then had, I think there was a safety car, and managed to put on, I can't remember what set of tyres, I'm not going to lie, and managed to overtake and win on the, well, outside of the final corner, got the DRS, and won by about 0.067, I think I won by, on a drag to the line, and that's the difference that the tyres can make. That's the difference that the DRS can really, really make as well. That, you know, you could get into the last corner, usually you think you've done it, and it's not quite there, really.
Do we think here that Thomas is going to slip past the time and it's going to hold up with the gas?
Well, that's going to be an interesting one. That's a very good call. We'll have to wait and see, because now, folks, we have got 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And under the lights in Jeddah, we go racing. Blood Diamond, quite a bit of wheel spin, but so does his teammate, Liquid Gas. Steady start, but Grimo's under a lot of pressure behind him. That's side by side, the Aston Martins. Are they going to be challenging each other? They're not, but Vexman's having a look at Grimo on the exit. Not quite. It's a bit close further back. Red Bull's holding off Monster in the Ferrari, but everyone's just line of sight. Everyone behaved very well there. Exactly, yeah, and you know, Monster, I think he's going to have the quicker car, and maybe he is just set up nicely for a race rather than qualifying. But he's just got to be patient, you know. It's like 25 laps. But already, that difference in the tyre grip, the two V-carbs already over a second ahead of Liquid Gas, and then Grimo's right behind him, and then Vexman just dropped to a second currently. Look at Monster, he got a flyer. They are too wide. Where's Monster? Good move from Monster, got the move done. So that's one dispatched. Next up, Mike Taylor on the hard tyres. Monster's going to be all over the back of him, like an Italian over a red wine bottle. Oh yeah, Mike got a bit squirrely outside the final corner, didn't he? And he's got the move done. Yeah, good move, wasn't it? And that's really important for him. Now he's got Vexman, but God, Grimo has passed his teammate. I wonder if Jack's just playing that long game now, maybe trying to stick with him as much as he can. As with Grimo on the medium tyres, going to be that little bit quicker. The car's, it looks like it's behaving quite nicely, to be honest. Jack looks like he's got a little bit of understeer, that is not responding to his inputs as much as he wants, but that could just be the hard tyres at this stage. Yeah, absolutely, they will, won't they? But no such problems. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Vexman's managed to get close. Monster, the thing is, I think I mentioned this a few times, once they get to that 8, 9, 10s, that part in the first sector and the hairpin, you're in the dirty air. It actually hurts you more than it would if you got a little bit of slipstream down here, of course, but yeah, that dirty air is still really, really difficult because of the higher speeds. You're in 4th, 5th, 6th gear. I wonder if the Astons are actually I think the Astons are going to do what they do before and try to help each other. Yeah, I think we're going to see that. I wonder if Thomas is a little bit close to the slap. I wonder if he's going to do the same to his teammate. He's at the fastest lap, pulls to the inside, and I think he is, because look at the Astons, they're doing the same thing further back. But looking at it, they actually cost themselves a little bit of time. That Mike Taylor's had to pit. I wonder if he's got damage. Well, right, keep on board, or would you mind doing that with the Red Bull? He was on the hard tyres, and he's on to medium. Oh, that's unlucky. I mean, it hurts so much around here because of the faster pace that you've got. Monster's early charge, he was maybe in a bit of trouble with the dirty air, and he's just backed it up a little bit now outside the DRS. Oh, Monster did. Ah, right. Yeah, Vexman's not getting dropped by the two Astons. I mean, they were swapping positions and went to about 2.3 seconds. Very, very quickly. They pulled it back a little bit now. But it's going to be interesting to see how they work, especially with that threat of Vexman behind on the mediums, Monster not too far away, and Don Walsh as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play that. And also, as you mentioned, going over the tracks, the track limits and the white line over the curbs, you run a excuse me, a quite a low ride height round here. It's not very bumpy, and you can avoid some of the curbs. But if you get onto some of those exit curbs, then you just turn into a skateboard, and you've got no control at all over your car. And that, I think, is going to play quite a key point into this race, where you go wide on that one, you can easily get some track limit warnings without even thinking. There are sometimes you don't even think about it because they're flat exit curves as well. Yeah, you do. It's when you're sort of in clear air, or you've got, let's say Grimo's position there. He's closed down a little bit now with on the top guys that pulled in about 0.4 of a second this lap. But he's then, starting to push to sort of keep it enough away from his teammate and Vexman, of course, that threat. And then trying to push on, but then, like you say, you're keeping the track a good wide berth, but then at the same time you think, okay, I've got the grip, and then suddenly you sort of go into, I call it track blind, where you're not necessarily looking at the cars ahead, you're not necessarily looking at the cars behind, because he's got his rear gunner, that then like you say, you lose a little bit of focus. Jack's probably going to make a move this time around. He does with that one, so that shouldn't hold them up in theory as the top two are closed. Oh, that's horrible, isn't it? It's really horrible. Yeah, you do. It is. It's just absolutely horrible, isn't it? You just think, why? Like, how is that possible? I've commentated for about 4 years now, and over multiple tiers, many drivers. I don't even know how many races. It's hundreds now that I've commentated on. Yeah, it was close. Monsters really dropped off the back, struggling that dirt. Yeah, maybe, like I say, a few of those mistakes, pushing out a little bit too hard, and it's cost him a lot of time. They have? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, last time it worked out quite well, and Grimo didn't try to back pass, I should say, but you're right, it's really coming on to them now, that those hards as well for Jack are really going to be in that window now. 4 laps done. Get rid of that off the screen, we don't need to see it. Pardon me. Yeah, Monster's struggling just a little bit. Needs to just have a bit of a breather and regroup. He's definitely got the pace, as you said early on. But yeah, this is it now. This is, just pushing that little bit. Yeah, that's one of the places that you really can, and it can really hurt you massively for time as well, as Dom's got through. But you're right, look at this now. The top 5, nose to tail, all within DRS. This is going to be interesting to see what Thomas can do in terms of helping his teammate. What's Grimo going to do in terms of that as well? Are they going to do a bit of a blockade on the track? I think they might. Thomas has taken the lead. I don't, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, he can just do what he wants, can't he? He doesn't have to worry about someone behind him. But I tell you what, Jack's looking very racy. Those soft tyres, I wonder if they've overheated them a little bit, and just going through a little bit of a phase that they're just not working as well as they want them to. They just don't seem to have that overall grip. Then, and I think Liquid Gas has actually set the fastest lap of the race, so that says a lot. That the man on the hard tyres. That's it, yeah, that is it, of course. Yeah, I wonder how long each tyre will actually go, and see who will maybe undercut and who's just going to go, okay, actually, I know they'll go another lap, but I will sacrifice that lap to get in the clear air, which it will be clear air, possibly around where Mike is. Well, maybe just ahead. and then push on from there, because of course Mike had that slow stop. I tell you what, Jack is looking very, very racy. VCABs, you're going to have a look at the inside of the final corner. It's late on the brakes. It just about got the room, but Blood Diamond does contact. Ooh, that was a bit strange. It was, wasn't it? Took that, tried to get the, I think the drive and the switch back through turn 2 wasn't quite on. But yeah, I think you're right. It's easy to do. We saw a lot even in qualifying on low fuel, high grip, and yeah, look at the way that Aston was struggling through those corners with the dirt. Yeah, Grimwood just dropped off a little bit at this point. Still got Vexman for company. Vexman just letting him know that he's there. Yes. Yeah, I think you're probably looking around 14 maybe for the hard tyres. Even the mediums may go around lap 12 to lap 13, so the softs, yeah, probably are going to lose that little bit of life. The mediums may have gone through their little bit of phase that we know they go through mid-life, that little bit of graining that they can do. But yeah, look at this. Jack is looking very, very racy around the fastest part, but the VCAP side by side, no room for the Aston Martin. Is there going to be something on the exit? What's the drive going to be like for him? We're going to ride on board with him once again. Could this be a double overtake for the Aston Martin? He doesn't seem to have the straight line speed actually at this moment. He wasn't using any of his battery, but the VCAPs were really pushing on. Blood Diamond's gone on the outside. He's now trying to go on the outside of Thomas. There's just enough room left because he got the traction there. It's the V-Cab on the outside. There's a little bit of contact once again, but Jack's got the move done. Great move that. That was just opportunistic if ever you've seen it. And good racing as well. Thomas just about left the room through turn 2. Ooh, Blood Diamond kissed the exit curb. Yeah, and to be fair, they were about 4 seconds back, and now they've pulled a good second back to these guys. So while everybody's scrapping, and you know, maybe the soft tyre runners that haven't got that overall pace, as you said, that these guys, they're on the mediums, that do have that overall pace, and they can just start to creep up, and they're probably going to want this to carry on for a few more laps yet. Yep, he is, but they're still under DRS. What's going to be interesting is Liquid Gas going to have a go into the last corner. Is he going to save it for turn 1? He wasn't close enough, looking behind him. Yep. Oh, a little bit of a slide from Blood Diamond on traction. Is that going to hamper him? I think it's going to. Yep, but there goes Jack into the lead. Is he going to be under pressure? Look at this, Blood Diamond under pressure from his teammate. Look at this, Gribbo's going to try and have a look as well. Can't quite. Let's have a look. Not quite, didn't get it, but I tell you what, Grimmo's got a lot better traction than Blood Diamond. He's going to have a look at the turn 4. Can he get the car stopped? He can't. He land-strolled it. Oh, well, they both go wide, but look at this. Where's Vexman? There he is on the outside as well. Oh, I have to back out because it is pretty much single file. Oh, Blood Diamond had a look at Grimmo. That's not really a moment there, and hampered Vexman. There he is. Yeah, exactly. Dom and Monster have joined the group. Grimmo, because of that, he got unsighted, had to sort of send it on. Blood Diamond, he was enough alongside to just be completely unsighted for that corner, and it's not a good corner to go side by side. Oh, I tell you what, who was that? Was that Thomas? I think it... no, not even Blood Diamond. I think it was. Very, very sideways through the chicane. That's really hampered him because Vexman's having a look. And I think Vex is going to have it. Is he just about enough room around the outside? What a move. It was, and look at Dom Walsh. Oh, was against the wall. There wasn't a lot of room there. This is getting a bit close for comfort. Come on, let's leave a car's width. Dom just playing that. Is he going to try and get the best traction, knowing that the softs are not good. I think Thomas has dived into the pits, the first of the V-carbs. He has. Almost looks like he got a little bit pushed out, but yeah, Monster's got to clear a run, and Monster's got the move done now on Dom. It seemed like he closed the DRS, actually. Yeah, possibly. That's a good point. But after all that, because of this battle, Jack's now got a 3-second gap up front. And of course, Dom went very, very wide the exit there. That should be a warning. Blood Diamond's under pressure. Monster's got the run. Is he going to go on the outside of the hairpin? It can be done. He can carry the speed. And he's going to have the traction as well. What a move that is for Monster. That's incredible. That's a fantastic move. Dom as well. Wow, look at Dom being opportunistic. Those softs are gone. Oh, that would be good, wouldn't it? That would be a lovely corner if it was. That would be fantastic. Monster had a great run through there. He might be under pressure from Dom. Oh, Grimo's gone wide. That's going to really hurt him. We caught the end of it. So his Monster got the DRS. He wasn't in the DRS detection, but he's going to be this time round. You mentioned Monster for an outside podium shot, and I tell you what, the way this is going, the way the tyres are working, it could be... Oh, that's... Diamond's had a big switch, and he's got big wing damage. Lost the front end. Is that Dom in the pit? Dom's in the pits on the mediums. Yeah, a good move, that one, wasn't it? Trying to take off after... Yeah, Grimo trying to take up after his teammate, 3.5 seconds down the road. Ooh, thought there was a bit of carbon fibre flashing there, didn't... Yeah, thought there was a little bit. It seems to be okay, the wing damage, you can sort of do that and get away with it. Somehow. Oh, no, not round here. So I've gone to those tyres. Thomas and Blood Diamond have both gone to the mediums. Of course, they started on the soft tyres. Dom's on the hards. But to be fair, after about 4 laps, they started to work quite well. So that's going to be interesting. And Thomas is only 12.5 off the back of Monster. Yep, you certainly will, Warnie. But I think... I don't think these battles are going to be done. And that's the thing about this track. Because it is the very fast DRS straight, not so straight, is what I'm going to call them, that just never ends. The battling can really work. And yeah, Thomas has closed into really quite a huge amount on these two. Well, all three, I should say. But now it's going to be who's going to blink next. Who's going to pit? As it's Vexman. Yep, going to be interesting to see what tyres he goes on to. But that's released Monster onto the back of his team. Ooh, and outbreaks himself and gets another 3-second time. Unless he had a few warnings. It's a bit of a strange one to get one straight away, but... Yeah. Yep. There he is. So he's going to be absolutely... Yeah, I think his Batman's not going to be over by a long shot. Yeah, I think there's going to be a long race of that. Yeah, I'm sort of thinking... I'm trying to think, well, but it's difficult because Blood Diamond unfortunately got that wing damage and he's probably had to change his wing, so it's a long pit stop for him. Dom with another 3 seconds as well. Not ideal for those Red Bulls, but yeah, it is going to be an interesting one. I'm not sure. I think it's quite high. It's at least mid-20s because it is so high speed. Grimo's pitted. Well, that's it, yeah, but or will he go and play safe and maybe use the mediums in a couple of laps with nearly half race distances? Yeah, Thomas is setting fastest laps in clean air as well. No DRS assistance. Blood Diamond out as well. Yeah, I think he might, but he's going to have the fresher tyres though. And will those mediums last to the end? Or, as you say, is Jack going to go 5 laps longer, 6 laps longer, to about 18, 19, maybe 20, get the softs on? Well, that wouldn't have thrown the Munster pigeons, wouldn't it? Everyone can use... Yeah, and the top two are the only two that haven't pitted. I'd expect to see Monster in probably in the next lap or so because Thomas is hunting him down. And that gap just sort of hovering around the 5 seconds. But yeah, Thomas really, really quick. Grimmo's still got attention for Blood Diamond and Vexman. This is a battle that's not going to go away. But now Grimmo's on the different tyre, so is Vexman. Blood Diamond's on the quicker tyre and he set the fastest lap of the race last time round. So this is going to be an interesting one for Grimmo, see what he can do with that. But we saw the hards work well for Jack, and still working quite well, in fairness. I mean, he does... Yeah. Yeah, not necessarily worry about Thomas, because he knows he's on the mediums and started on the soft, so he'll know that they may go away from him by the end. But yeah, I wonder if people have just boxed early, tried to do an undercut, as Blood Diamond does make the move on Grimmo under the DRS. But yeah, you're right, I wonder if people... No, he didn't, did he? No, you're right, I wonder, you're right. I think if he does that, if he thinks, well, people blinked early because of track position, maybe, and maybe trying to get an undercut, which for these three hasn't really worked. More so probably has worked for Blood Diamond, because he hasn't fixed his wing, actually. Now we've just seen he's still got that wing damage. That front end plate is missing from the V-carb. Yeah, so he's... it's one of the, it seems to be sort of, it's just shedding weight now. It just goes lighter, the car's quicker. Yeah, it sort of balances it off, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I mean, look at Grimmo, he's just about struggling. Both hard tyre runners struggling now, which is what we saw in the first stint. The V-carbs on the softs pulled away from everybody, and then the hard tyres started to come in, and they got a bit closer. Oh, but damn, it got very, very squirrely. That gap with Monster and Thomas was, well, that is coming down quite quickly. Monster's dropped about 8/10 to liquid gas. So he's got 6 at the minute. Blood Diamond's got 3, so has Don Walsh and Mike Taylor. You're right, you know. Yeah, it would actually. Yeah, good point. It is, it's horrible, isn't it? I mean, at least he can still say he's going to take at least 4 points home with him at this point, so at least it's going to be some points. But yeah, you're right, it does, doesn't it? It really does just hurt you so much. But yeah, if he does try and go along, as you say, he only needs to last a couple more laps, and he's not necessarily, in the last 3 laps or so, he's only dropped maybe a second or so to Jack, so they're holding on quite nicely. He's just getting his head in the game, in the zone, just pumping out the lap times, hitting his braking markers and his throttle markers. Grimmo's closed back up to Blood Diamond. Yeah, he has, and he's absolutely flying along. Yeah, I don't think Monster will fight it. I think then maybe just try to use him as much as he can. Maybe... Oh, yes. Okay. Well, he jumped us to that one. Let's have a look at what tyres he is going to go on. Is he going to try and take the softs? He is. He's on the softs. But he's got fresh softs. So they will go those extra couple of laps because the top two had used them in qualifying. and had put a good 4, 5, 6% on, which is a good 2 to 3, well, maybe 2 laps or so. So Monster will go to the end with these and be very quick in the opening stage. As long as he's patient with his overtakes, he can use them and just bring them in nicely, not stress them and overheat them. He can go quite long with this and go really well towards the end. They'll start to give up. Of course, we saw the softs about lap 7, didn't we, for V-Carbs really struggle. Yeah, that's going to hurt. I mean, he's got catch Dom, who's on the hards. Should catch him quite quickly, but he's got 3 seconds, and Blood Diamond as well on the mediums. But again, you know, Liquid Gas is still holding, but now we can see a good comparison. We can see a good direct between Thomas in second and also Grimo in third there. So that's about 15, 16 second gap. He'll come out behind all these guys. He might come out close to Vexman, actually, will Jack. And even though he might be on the softs, as you say, it's going to be a very tall order. He's going to have to pass everybody on track. Yeah, Monster will, yeah. I think... yeah, we'll have the Mercedes very close as well, because Dom and Vexman as Grimald but Diamond doing battle once again. Yeah, any little battle, like we saw it, didn't we, with Dom and with Monster. There were a few seconds, there were 4 seconds at one point off that lead battle. Ooh, that's not fun. Not fun at all. But yeah, we saw it, didn't we? Once people started battling and in that little train, we saw Dom and Monster just catch within 2 laps or so. They gained that 4 seconds back so quickly and really came to play. And I wonder if we're going to see that again, because he has closed up to 1.8 seconds, 1.6 now already, because these two are going to be fighting on the hards. But so Monster's, oh, there he is already at the bottom of the screen. See him at the edge of the cliff. There it is. That Ferrari on the hunt. But now Grimo's still keeping with Blood Diamond, who's got that 3 second penalty. So Grimo will want to fight a little bit, because he'll think, yeah, okay, they will work for him. Yeah, typical, I was watching them and I came away from it. Sod's law. Yeah, Blood Diamond and Thomas, that gap stayed very similar. About 9 seconds out, going up by a couple of tenths, but this is Vexman and Dom, and I think Dom's going to get the move. Grimo's got the move done again. Yeah, possibly, but you know, he's now getting into that dirty air, so I mean, those softs would be feeling nice, but now he's had that opening lap on them. Hopefully he didn't take too much life out of them. But it's still going to be interesting to see when Jack pits, because that gap is closing down. So yeah, this is going to be... Oh, Grimo's 3 seconds. Yeah, but Grimo's got 3 seconds as well, so that's now a straight fight. But the mediums are older than Grimo's hards, and this is about the time in the first stint that we saw the hard tyres really start to work, really start to come into play with Jack in the first stint. Unfortunately, Mike had to pit. I think he's going to have to pit again, 15 laps on those mediums. They won't feel too good at this stage. Bit of a lonely race, unfortunately, for Mike, but hopefully he'll... Yeah, good defence as well from... Yeah, good defence as well. That was very clean, very fair, but I think we'll have it again. Not using the DRS. He's not using DRS. Who's going to break early and try to get down the start finish? I think it's going to be Dom. Yep, he is. He's right there now. And Mona's not going to mess about. Jack's in the pits. So the leader is in the pits. Where's Monster going to go? He's going to try on the outside. Is he going to try and have a move on the inside? Can't quite. Not close enough this time. Where's Liquid Gas? He's out. He's out in 4th. He's ahead of these guys. That's huge for Jack. Ooh, as Blood Diamond goes very, very wide. Might have picked up a warning for that one. But Liquid Gas... Yeah, I mean, he's trying to make the... Oh, there's contact. I don't think Blood Diamond sort of had an idea he was going to make a move there. He got that much overspeed and that much traction. Wow, he made the move already, so he's already into third. He's going to have to close to his teammate. Then he's got a big gap with not many laps left on Thomas, but those mediums maybe past their best. I don't think... This is not over by a long shot. And I love that we've... Well, yeah, that's true. Because we always get 2 laps of racing, and with that, we always get one... Now we always get 1 lap of DRS as well. Yeah, that's a heck of a good call, isn't it? Really, really doing well. Hopefully he makes them last to the end. This is... there's a... yeah, I'm sure he's going to... He will soon, but... I'm sure, but just being patient. Liquid gas on the back of his teammate. Wants to probably get that move done as quick as he can. Whoa, that's going to be... But Monster's going for the double overtake because he got the overspeed. He's on the inside. Oh, I don't think there's enough room given. I think there was a bit of contact from Dom. Ooh, Vexman, well held. But Monster gets 1 place. Now then, what's he going to do about the other Red Bull? Yeah, that's all he needs to do. Still got 5 more laps left after this one. Liquid gas on the back of his teammate. I don't think this will last too long as well, because that gap there with his Grimo has just moved over for his teammate. That was nicely done. Good team orders in play once again, but now 10.5 seconds. 10 lap mediums for our leader. Fresh, soft tyres for the Aston Martin in second. And of course, don't forget that... Yeah, but he's going to have the DRS this time. How patient is Monster going to be? Is he going to go... He's not going to close enough this time. Maybe just let the Red Bull use more of his battery in defence. But he can't be too complex. He still has Vexman behind him. Oh, wow. See, I went through a bit where I don't necessarily... You always see it now on board, the way that the wheels are set up, but I don't generally show it because it just... We have a lot of people doing, especially the race engineering, other people. Monster's gone for the move on the outside and gets that move done probably before the start-finish line. So let's see what pace he's got with Blood Diamond up ahead. Grimmo holding on to his teammate, but now Jack, still that gap at 10 seconds. I wonder if he's going to have the pace, you know. But it's going to be more telling in this first sector where the overall grip's going to be. I'm going to leave Monster alone. I'm not going to go on board with Monster because I don't want to curse him. Because I know for a fact he'll message me and shout at me afterwards if I did. I've known him long enough to know about that. Yeah, exactly. I've managed, honestly, this is honest truth, I've been in YouTube chat and said something about a driver who's a friend or a co-commentator. I managed to curse them by just being on the YouTube chat. I don't know how I've done it. Oh yeah, I've done that a few times as well. It's horrible. It means funny. Yeah, DRS assisted overtake there. He did actually, yeah. And we put Monster for a podium. No, it won't. Liquid gas now setting these. Only pulled about nearly a second. That's not enough. Look at these three once again. Is it going to be Vex is going to have a look at the Red Bull as well? Red Bull's got to try and get the slipstream into turn one. The Mercedes is nearly alongside. I mean, that was good braking out. Really over good braking from Dom as well to deny him because it just wasn't going to be outbroken, something like that. Oh, Dom's got another 3 seconds. That's 6 and 6 now for Monster and Dom Walsh. So Vex is just, to be fair, I know Vex wants to get past. He's going to get these positions by default of penalties. Oh, he's got 3. He's got 3. How have we done that? How have we managed that? Oh, no. Oh, but he's... I mean, it shows how well he's driving. It took both of us to do it, in fairness. And on lap 22, we did a little bit. He'll be upset with that, but you'll still know that they've got 6. He just needs to sit with them and see what he can do. But to be fair, most of these guys battling, they're only 2.5 off Blood Diamond. So, oh, Monster went wide. That'll be a warning. Yeah, that'll be a warning, and he's not going to have the DRS. Yeah, he's got him. Yeah, there wasn't much he could do, and now Vexman's, I think, is going to do it. But you're right. Just needs to let him go. Just do what they need to do together. You're right there. They could really close on Blood Diamond. Let's have a quick look at those penalties. But it is Monster and Bandmate on 6. The rest are on 3, and of course the top 2 without any penalties. But yeah, those mediums for Thomas really, really working well as Vexman and Monster side by side. In turn 1 and 2, who's going to have the best traction? It should be Monster, and it is. But that's going to hurt him because he's just about now got the grip to get back within that 1 second. I was worried there that he might not, because that might just be battle over. But no, still there. Yeah. Potentially, yeah. I think Jack's going to run out of laps. He's now 7.3 behind Thomas, but he's only got 2 more laps after this one. Oh, well. Yeah. Wow. That is some good going. I couldn't make those mediums last the full race. Oh, but it'd be nice if we see a fast lap attempt from the Red Bull. Hardsey was started on the hards. He was the only other driver. There's only him and Jack started on the hard tyres, and yeah, only managed to... Oh, it's horrible. It just completely messes that strategy up, doesn't it? You think, yes, I've got that one, as you mentioned, that to go along and to make something happen late on, and it just completely stuffs the race, doesn't it? It's a horrible feeling. Yeah, and they're quite close with everyone around, but I wonder, you're right, he may have just used those tyres. Let's have a look at the length of tyres that he's been on. He's been on them 8 laps, and we started to see them go, and I said it may have been a lap or so too early, and they may be struggling now towards the end of this stint just to have that overall grip. We saw the leaders to pit about lap 7 or 8, didn't we? And I think it was Blood Diamond had to do that lap extra than his teammate, and that really, really hurt him in that mega battle of 5 cars early on, and I think we might be seeing that with Monster now. No, I think you're right as well. Although, I mean, yeah, because he did, go that bit later, and I know he's battling the guys on the hard tyres, but they're just going to be so consistent now, aren't they? The heat's in them. They know where the grip is. They won't necessarily be dropping off that much lap in, lap out. And because of that, they've actually dropped from Dom, who's actually closed right in. He's almost in DRS now. Is he going to have it this time round? He doesn't quite. On the black of Blood Diamond, and I said this gap was going to close, and we said if they work together, and they've nearly done it, although Dom does have 6 seconds to compare to Blood Diamond's 3. And it is the final lap now. Our leader's gone through turn 2 and 3. Yeah, he went that little bit later, but you're right, he's about 2 laps, 2 laps, I think, fresher than Monsters, and you're right, I think maybe also Jack's, he's had the attack. It's not gone how we wanted, but still a good race. I mean, he wants to say Dom's got another 3 seconds, so hang on, let's go back to that. He's got 9 seconds. He's on 9. Grim and Blood Diamond on 3. Vexman on 3. Dom Walsh is on 9. Monster's on 6. So Monster could still... he'll jump to 5th. Monster will jump to 6th. Dom will drop 2 as it stands. So a lot of places to change, but I think Grimo's nailed on for 3. That's an interesting one. I don't know what you guys run here. If you run hard, the hard low fuel mode, because that is horrible. Yeah, but there he goes. Look, nice and easy, weaving. Wow, but Thomas takes the win. Here goes Liquid Gas. I think he might have almost went out of field as well, taking it easy towards the line. There he goes. He's in second. Good race from him. And Grimo, where is he? There's his teammate. What's going to happen with Don Walsh and Blood Diamond? I think it's going to be Don Walsh that gets it, but he's got penalty, so it's Blood Diamond in fourth. Monster and Vexman. Vexman takes it for Monster. Penalties would have played that as well. And Don Walsh in seventh. And Mike is going to come round. Absolutely, yeah, he did. Well, that was a great race. Really, really good race. Yeah, pretty much. The only driver to, as well, Vex, to finish in his starting grid position as well, which is unusual. But Blood Diamond dropped 3. He had Paul. And everyone up at Monster up 2, and unfortunately the Red Bulls dropped a little bit. But yeah, great race. Some fantastic battles throughout. Difference in strategy as well, so we just didn't have a clue what was going to happen with that one. The thing really is, who on stream is going to be, would you say, is your driver of the day? I know the game's giving it to Thomas, but who would you think on that one?
It's a tough one, isn't it? I think.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they did battle really well on early on. I mean, then you could... Absolutely, yeah. I wonder as well. I'm hearing a little bit... I mean, as good as it was, yeah, to go to softs and make those mediums last. Yeah. So did Jack as well, does the hards as well. I think, yeah... I mean, I couldn't give one outright, I think. I think there's a lot of great drives there. I think that the difference in strategies really played off. So just waiting for the results to come up on your screens, obviously before stewards' inquiries, if we get there. But yeah, I think that was a really, really good one, that. I think really good difference in strategies. Couldn't really call it. I think Thomas did very, very well, absolutely. And we didn't get the results on stream. Sorry about that, folks. Good stuff. But there we are, folks. Thank you all for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. Thank you, Trem. Absolute pleasure joining me, mate. Really, thank you so much. Absolute pleasure. Thanks to everybody. We will see you, hopefully, in 7 days' time. Take care, everyone. See you soon.